AP BREN. But they consider the Yisun Shin still.
And how about Aqua? He has no Farsa, no Eve.
Yeah.
What does he do? Kag?
No range. The Zetian's still there.
It's Aqua.
Zetian is good. I like Zetian.
There's a Suyo, right?
This world.
Oh, James Banks
You need
classic.
something for the river control or the mid.
Zetian,
Prior,
I'm with it. I'm with
Zetian
it.
Mandate.
Okay.
Excellent.
Legacy shall endure.
Excellent.
Gold lane hero for Netsuki.
All right, this is where it gets tricky.
This is where it gets tricky.
Will you force a projectile gold laner, or do you want to go Harif onto this lineup? Do you just want Marcel for tower taking? What do you use the Marcel for? It's a very specific hero.
From the
No way!
I can't!
No way! No way they did that!
Coach Wara. Coach Lembot. This early. Really?
MPL Philippines Season 17. Hope you guys are ready. We're loading in.
Yeah. It's going to be so interesting to see. Netsuki, though, picking up the AGs as well. So this is going to enhance the amount of anti-CC that you could rely on as the Hanabi. Because, again, the passive is not being able, or your enemies not being able to use crowd control against you once you have your shields up. And this is a fighter emblem Hanabi at that. So definitely going in for a bit more on the survival. And the laning doesn't look too bad, not unless...
Look at this, Shizo's just bullying Netsuki out, forcing a regen.
He wasn't too deep.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be reintroduced a very difficult Hanabi laning phase. One of the reasons why Hanabi just doesn't get picked in general. The pro play, but look at that Hanabi.
Banks forces an Aegis out of Netsuki. Netsuki's fine.
Yeah, at least has the Aegis. But that's what we were talking about in terms of the struggle that you would definitely have to face as the Hanabi later on. And considering that this is going to be a Marcel in the roam, you could expect a bit more of a passive start or gameplay for Smart Omega. And that's something we mentioned or highlighted in at least the keys to victory that they shouldn't do.
Oh, Ryzen with the delayed jump off of the Unite. And James Banks surges in. No dice, 10 seconds off of the turtle.
So initially, it looks like AP BREN does have a lot of control, and Shizo has a lot of confidence as well in that laning phase.
Oh, here goes Perxiva. Quick freeze on that White Rush. A lot of damage coming in from them, but a guy, James Banks, taken down. Mingwin scores.
Yeah, James Banks really try his damnedest to make sure that he can get out. But the follow-up is just so strong for Omega.
Yeah, that was the flicker from Mingwin, and I take it back. It's not going to be as passive as we thought for Smart Omega. KLBJ tried to do something there, though, but this is how you see Smart Omega starting to really group up early on. You see at least 3 members rotating in the early game. It benefits them so well in capitalizing on the Marcel passive.
Yeah, so they have one guy who needs to stay passive, right? But everyone else from Omega feels like they want to go turbo on this one.
Because not even Mingwin, he flickered in just to secure that kill on James Banks.
A lot of resource usage, especially early on. No doubt about it. AP BREN, it feels like they should be the guys who are getting ahead.
Oh, here comes Dirty Dean.
They're getting pushed back.
Okay, I'm with this whole theory of 4-in-1. Just leave Netsuki in, and now Flicker coming in with a Tsunami Slam. The answer from Mingwin swiping away. Golden Hour gives Ryzen some time to get on out of there, but a little too much to ask to survive underneath Tier 1. He trades for Nova.
Yep, that was a really good punish shown to us by AP BREN, bringing him under the turret. So even despite that really good counterplay supposedly for Smart Omega, courtesy of Perxiva, he already had no way out at the moment. And that was a kill that was... Wait, they got... If I'm not mistaken, they got... James... Was it James Pass that they got? Or was it Ryzen? Ryzen, right.
Yeah.
So they got Ryzen, the jungler, and that was... Or that is definitely going to be a sort of a problem for them. Not in terms of gold just yet, though. And that's a backshot we're talking about, so he could just get back in terms of farming really fast.
And they're doing that exactly as we speak. Right now, James Banks, reason why you pick a Suyo, you gotta make it known, you gotta let it be felt on the map. Because right now, just feels like he is just going on his usual route, not really exerting that much pressure.
He can't cross the river. Oh, that was one of the keys to victory here. You cross the river, you gain more than your opponents, you're winning. AP BREN, that's not what they're doing. And what is this doing? Long term, before it even happens, before we even see it come through. It's Netsuki time. This Hanabi is farming up.
He's double laning. So he's definitely getting in worth of gold. He's not also punished just yet by AP BREN, and here's another turtle fight.
Turtle down to a fifth of its health. Golden Hour. Blocking James Banks on out of here. Fury the Phoenix, the answer from Aqua. Perciva gets knocked up, gets on out of there. And there's another retribution. The Barangay gets two. James Banks is taken out by Mingwin once more. And Gooey James taking down Nova. 2 for free. Kiel VJ, welcome back to the Philippines. The king gets taken out.
That's a huge way to make a splash. Despite, of course, Kiel VJ going down pretty early on in that fight. But looks like Omega got exactly what they wanted.
This is so tough. Perciva just taking pictures of every single member of AP BREN. He has no problem with going in, standing beside everyone, and getting out as if nothing happened. And that amount of information helps them so much. Oh, no! Oh.
Quick freeze on a Nova, compromising the Kalia's entry. James gets a push off cam. And if Defy had his way, he would have pushed down bottom as well. The answer. The Torsion Poisson's coming through the freeze. Nova with an attempted attack. Perciva gets taken down. In comes Kiel. Down goes Mingwin. Ryzen follows through. AP BREN claps back.
Yep, they needed that play. Oh, Netsky!
They're not done. They want Netsky. They find him. James Banks scores. 4 for free over to the Hive.
All of a sudden, all that setup just going down the drain here. Omega trying to get something back.
Can't take down Nova.
Can't really
He
take
gets
it.
out scot-free.
Okay. That was a very unexpected play from KLVJ. I feel Omega did not really expect that to come in. That's an early Skypiercer pickup as well for James Banks despite the early 2 deaths. I think he got this after anyway. So this is going to be, or at least he probably has 1 stack by now. So let's take a look at that instant replay which just happened. And this is where they probably had no idea that KLVJ was going to go in. He used a flicker to get in from a surprise angle, and every other member of AP BREN was ready, especially the Blazing Duet from Shizo. And that's exactly what they needed. It was to somehow counter-attack, because it's always smart Omega who's starting the team fight.
And they're going again. Want to keep going here. Again, I think earlier in the team fight, smart Omega might have gotten to a false sense of security. Feeling like, oh guys, we got a lead. We're probably gonna win this team fight.
We
No,
keep
no,
going.
no. You gotta soar on the field. You cannot like let your guard down at any moment.
3 for 3. Smart Omega scores all 3 turtles, and they should go ahead and slightly correct that fumble down bottom. James will get a push. So far, we're seeing Omega keeping themselves proactive. Perks catches him. Shizo gets caught by the tail end of the golden hour. Where are you going, young gun? Shizo, the silence, tries to get on out of there, and he gets silenced by Ryzen. Tail end of the real world manipulation takes him down.
Purify used, Blazing or BMI also down. And even the real world manipulation used just to make sure they get that kill. That's how smart Omega, that's how committed smart Omega was in terms of that shutdown. And now they're grouping up again, but Nova knows.
All gets frozen in the air. Nova has to reconsider his entry. KLVJ with a flicker, torrent set up. He gets taken down by Netsky a little too soon. AP BREN were too far apart.
Seem to be very happy to just keep going. Just pick off some stragglers. Omega are loving that one. Every time there's someone isolated, they just go for it.
Yeah, and they want to keep this kind of gameplay because this is when AP BREN would definitely struggle to find openings or to prioritize Netsky because Omega always just catches them by surprise. Perciva just suddenly shows up, snaps a photo of anyone they see, and in these kinds of moments, how do you deal with Netsky, who at this point is just constantly farming up?
Yeah, for Netsky, I really want to just... I am with him on this one. I feel like Omega will eventually be able to just introduce so much chaos because of the golden hour that you will eventually lose track of this guy, especially if someone knows that, oh, this guy is crowd control immune, I can't touch him. He'll probably switch over to the next target. I'm hoping that's what goes well for Netsky, but if you're AP BREN, I feel like you should not fall for that trap. You have to keep going. You have to keep just breaking him down.
Yeah, force the Aegis, compromise his position. Who's going to do that? I think most reliably, James Banks.
James Banks, yeah.
James Banks. And he
Jimmy
has the
James.
damage to somehow burst him down if he wanted to, too. Because even if even if, let's say, you don't immediately catch him with the setup for Kel VJ, because again, there is still the possibility of the AGs and Netsky just suddenly getting to immune himself. Oh, is that recalls from Perxiva?
Look, Perks.
Yeah, he is. He's baiting something out. Fury the Phoenix comes in. Mingguin secures the Lord. Nova very low. Nova not going anywhere. Omega got away with it. Omega got what they want. Real manipulation. Thinking they could stop KLVJ from the escape. And Aqua down bottom. They didn't notice though. Shizo just pushing silently, quietly. KLVJ very low. In comes James throwing out those blades.
I am being mind blown by how well this Marcel is getting used by Perks here. This is like a masterclass of how to use him. He doesn't even care about this projectile thing. He just wants to isolate. He just wants to control.
More so, I didn't expect him to be spamming those recalls. Because this is Perks, who I was describing as a very quiet player before we entered this match. But look at how he's utilizing this Marcel. So I feel like the range has doubled for Smart Omega because he goes in a bit too deep and it doesn't matter for them. He's always okay.
He's so in your face right now. Look at that, dipping and diving in. And looks like they want to keep going.
Oh, real manipulation catches Shizo and Nova. Defensive use of the Fury of the Phoenix. James Banks, Charge Peller on out. Kill VJ. Torrent already used up. Couple of stuns. Golden Hour stunning and stopping this turret. Rising gets punished hard, but they do get a wave up top. Penetrated. AP BREN with that top lane push.
Okay, Ryzen for a inhib turret feels like a pretty good trade now. They have a point of control.
The bargain.
Yeah, they can kind of just keep going in there. And we have a little bit of Hanabi tips here. Returns to MPL Philippines after he played in S14.
Is this the Lolita Hanabi combo?
That was the
I
one.
think
That
so.
was the Lolita Hanabi combo back then.
Did
But
a lot of people do that before?
this isn't paired with anyone though.
It was a ranked game phenomenon.
Yeah.
Ranking
Talking about
phenomenon,
ranked game
right?
phenomenons, Hanabi is one of the highest win rate heroes right now.
That's true. But Netsky's like, I don't need anyone else.
This isn't a ranked game, by the way.
No, far from it.
Different.
And of course, the game marks the first game where Sora was picked here.
Ah, what? Like yesterday, I think it was always banned.
Oh, okay. All right. So Yin is the only guy for 17 seasons, which we did not pick yet. We'll
Sad
get there eventually.
Aaron Yeager sounds.
Oh,
All right, it's okay. We have a lot of more seasons. Don't worry, Yin. You'll get your turn. So we're going to... I'm talking to him directly,
no,
right?
because I wanted to see like how do we show that on broadcast for a very long time now, but never get to see it. Anyway,
Oh, like the
the
ulti.
Yin ult. Yeah.
Right. So going back into it, look at the items. Looks like the Hanabi's doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah, he jumped straight from the Swift Trinity into a Wind of Nature. So now, suddenly, the only person who really hurt him is Aqua.
Aqua is the only magic damage source too from AP BREN. At least they're trading out some turrets every now and then, but we're past the 12-minute mark. Not even that single holy shield that they had down bottom matters anymore. So Nova, he needs to actually find
Hold habit.
a very crucial target.
Oh, look at this. The Barangay bursting down the Lord. Golden Hour.
Golden Hour.
Stopping the entry. Pertiva and James at guard duty. Thou shalt not enter. Thou shalt not pass. I love Harry Potter. Core attack by Omega. 5k gold up.
That is huge. That is clean.
Because how do you, like, the only guy who you assign to be like the information taker or the contact person could not do anything. He's the first person who should go in, but all Perxiva did was use the golden R by the time the Lord was already low, so no one could really contest the Lord from Smart Omega.
Especially if you have like full information where the jungler is gonna come from. You cast that golden hour, it's a huge AoE, and you're just gonna stop him on his tracks. It's almost impossible to contest.
AP BREN is short on muscle. That's what we're trying to say. They only really have one way to enter, and they showed it blue one, pick one. It's such an honest and difficult situation to be in. Omega clamping down across all three lanes. Top lane already down. Mid lane follows through. Bottom lane, AP BREN able to clear. I think the Hive are fine.
Yeah, I think the Hive are fine here, especially since we haven't actually seen Shizo and, you know, KLVJ, James Snacks go actually all in and go for a full dive yet. So I don't know. I hope that Omega's ready for that because it feels like it can happen any moment. And it could catch Perkzee off guard because it's always been Perk. It's always been the Marcel making a play happen here for the last few minutes.
Yeah, and this is such great discipline you see from Smart Omega too. Not even forcing anything after they got below half HP, or especially after Ryzen got below 50%. But now it's such an easy task for them to just find another way to re-engage, because it's a faction that we're talking about, and they have this one turret left down bottom that they could definitely work on. But again, you mentioned the potential for the late game scaling that AP BREN could potentially show later on is something they have to take into account. And the timings for Mingguin at this point, especially with the Divine Glaive pickup, they might want to take advantage of that right now, because that's something AP BREN might be a bit lacking as of this point. It's the magic damage that you're expecting to see from them, Aqua being the only source at that.
It's a little hard to expect. I was actually thinking that as well. Like, but it's a Zitian. Like, the scaling on this hero, just as much as you can throw everything.
There's a brick wall. It's just
There's just a limit, right?
all I can do.
It's all like you can throw in so many Holy Crystals, so many Divine Glaives. I think this is the best he can do here right now. Maybe a Holy Crystal might be up for grabs. It's all you can do, man. The scaling on it and the reach.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I feel like there could have been one good Fury of the Phoenix play earlier during that last defense, but it just so happened that the turret went down by the time he was already able to cast it too. So there weren't much opportunities for a punish. Now AP BREN, might they want to spread out a bit and not allow the Golden R to stop their only chance at entry?
The problem with spreading out is they can't answer. They can't use Fury the Phoenix offensively. 9 out of 10 Fury the Phoenixes in this 16-minute game were defensive.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Even that one near the turrets, right?
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to be offensive, but it became defensive.
Yeah, now this Lord Dawns is about to break out. Soft reset, Lord at about half health. AP BREN are clumping up. I've never seen them do this, not in this game. And in comes Perk, looking for the golden hour and the stoppage. Down goes Mingguin. Shizo gets him. And Shizo very low. James, man-to-man defense. Ryzen trying to break into there. Puisad, and the retribution is good for James Banks. AP BREN gets a big win. James Banks coming in. Comes Ryzen, and he might even get away with murder.
They're doing it. Man, I'm actually surprised.
Great call. Great call from both Aqua and Nova. They knew who to target, so they couldn't really put up that box. Mingguin going down, and every other member following up, Kel, VJ, Shizo, making sure that they were able to deal the necessary damage on key targets, meant that AP BREN found their opening, had the control over that Lord Pit, especially with the Golden R already forced out. So who would have thought by the 17-minute mark, it's now AP BREN finally evening out the map.
And that was all from one assassination play attempted by Nova and James Banks. He was under conceal. They got Mingguin. That was great.
Without Mingguin, this lineup does not work. I think that's what AP BREN learned, and now Omega have to go, what's next? How do we stop him from getting capped?
Right, got bodyguard mode, I guess, right? That seems to be the only plan here. But now, all of a sudden, it's Omega on the defensive, and they have to make something happen here. Now, it feels like AP BREN, the mission now is very clear. If not Mingguin, if Netsky is such a hard target, the Eve feels like it's the next best thing, and just repeat that, rinse and repeat. It feels like it's a recipe for disaster here for Omega.
Yep. All the more now maybe that Aqua finally has the Holy Crystal, and surprisingly a potion pickup for James Banks as well.
He's that rich.
For some reason, we've been seeing potions picked up a lot more often recently.
Compared to like stacking up your money and swapping out by buying and selling.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be a trend from now on. But now, especially with Aqua Deathless, we are seeing some signs of hope for AP BREN. And if they get to replicate that same pattern of forcing out those crucial spells, finding out these key pickoffs, then I think they will be in good hands with James Banks on the killing spree, who hasn't died again since we last saw him pick up the Sky Piercer too. So gradually, maybe you get to see the stacks come in and those pickoffs a lot more easily picked up.
It took a while, but he made it worth it.
Most of that is, of course, very reliant on James Banks just not screwing up or not getting caught out. So these are very conditional things. AP BREN still got to keep it tight and keep that formation in. And make sure that you have Nova nearby, because I feel like without Nova, this whole thing's going to fall apart.
And look at this. Smart Omega attempting to commit Grand Theft Purple. No dice, says James Banks. That's my buff. You can't take my lunch money. So it's clear. I think the answer is AP BREN should keep it tight. That's been the problem for, what, the first two Lords?
Yeah.
They were too spread out. So now the answer is they always have to be ready to answer back. This is Smart Omega's green ube.
Oh, green?
Look, they're always, they're the ones who are always clumped up.
That's
too.
true, that's true.
Okay.
So now we're back into it. Perks is on the side. I don't know what we're looking for here.
Yeah, he's flushing out these bushes.
Okay, Nova's not with anyone just yet. He's too far away.
Trying to catch a straggler, maybe. I don't know what he's doing there. That's actually possible.
Those are light like rotations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they gonna force something out so that... Okay.
What's happening here? He's still not moving.
This seems like a dance that is going to the point of no return. There's a soft reset. Nova slowly rotating closer. All right, there's a conceal.
Oh, that's a
from the
masterclass.
Kalia. Looking for one. Kelvin with a flicker. Plus the Fury of the Phoenix. Another collapse onto Mingguin. Down goes the Eve. They do get Kelvin down. 1-for-1 the trade. Shizo gets his immortality pop by James. Down goes Nova. Ryzen finds him. And now James Banks is the next target for the Barangay. He finds Netsky. Ryzen versus Panks. Panks versus Ryzen. And James Panks wins. KO.
No way! No way they made that work 2 times in a row! I am flabbergasted. That is huge. Oh.
Now that we're... And this only started happening once we made it to the 18-minute mark. So AP BREN endured everything for 18 whole minutes until they knew that they already had enough damage, that they could already position themselves well enough across the map. That play they did, starting off with both KelVJ and Nova, took time. Too much time that Omega probably thought that they had full control over everything in terms of the Lord Pit. But James Banks, being one of these last few survivors, he did not disappoint.
When it really mattered, right? When that scenario, without James Banks' extraordinary micro, it feel like that would have fallen apart.
Yes.
The HP bars were just so massive after the initial gank from Nova that if it wasn't for James Banks' heroics, that match actually could have been a disaster as well.
Yeah, by the time James Banks already took out the other members, Persiva too had a bit more HP back because of the Guardian helmet, but he chose not to re-engage anymore. It was a bit too risky for them to go.
Oh no! Perks here forced to use that golden hour defensively. Fury the Phoenix, powerful immortality. In comes Shizo, blazing to it. Yeah! Not much of a follow through as KelVJ goes in a thunder form, forcing back all of Smart Omega.
A huge wash, and I'm surprised that was a wash. I was expecting someone to go down there, but
yeah,
we're at a point where... Ooh, look at that.
Perks looking for that snapshot. Not enough of a response from Smart Omega.
5K gold lead now in the hands of AP BREN. Could grow a bit more, but Omega will be denying any more turret pickups for AP BREN. So I feel like Mingguin definitely has to start paying attention really to his surroundings. And I don't want to blame him entirely because Mingguin and Netsky always have to stick together in the very, very back lines of the formation because you don't want to get caught in whatever counter attack AP BREN might do. But now it's starting to hurt because that they're in the very, very back lines of the formation. It's much easier for Nova whenever he finds that perfect entry to gain access to these heroes, to land those tsunami slams on Mingguin. But fortunately, he has the Winter Crown already, so that might help in case it happens again.
At this point, that's the obvious. It's so obvious that Mingguin and Netsky's together. That's obvious that they're gonna try to go for something there in the back line, right? Because it hasn't been working on the front line. You know, Persiva has been so excellent in keeping that in shape or keeping that in control. So you're right. Maybe the Winter Crown will help. I don't know how much time that will buy against a James Banks. Is just go jumping left, right, and center.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's the same situation.
Same position.
Rotations.
Oh, or maybe...
Same positioning.
Yeah.
Nova is from that flank again. And Shiza is coming in for a late entry.
Okay.
And now AP BREN are in control of the Lord.
Yeah, so this is the change that we're seeing from Smart Omega. Perkziva might want to stand a bit closer to these heroes so he could use his skills defensively, but the Lord's already low. Fortunately, a reset. But where is Nova again? They have to think, where is Nova?
Yeah, we're looking for Nova. I don't think they have any idea where he is. That's why they're dirtling this so much until the point that Nova is going to be spotted out.
Yep. In that midpoint is where he actually uses the conceal. So that's where Omega might try to catch him out. James?
Oh, he's on it down.
The jig is up. We see you now, Sakura.
And now they can kind of just go at it, but there is still going to be some form consent.
Hold up.
Here.
Is this worth it? They go ahead and try to gank Nova while leaving the Lord pit open. James Banks and KLVJ are working on it. All right, they're not fast enough between the both of them.
Yeah, now they lost control, and with James too far away, AP BREN are now trying to burst down the objective. Ryzen!
Oh no, they're out of time. Ryzen at less than half health. Perkziva comes in. The rest of AP BREN are pushed back. Lord here at 1/8 of its health. Nova looking for someone to hit the Tsunami Slam on. Beauty of the Phoenix catches 4! This is looking bad for AP BREN! But James Banks able to recover. Perkziva taken down. No trade so far. Omega get it turned on him as Netsky falls. The Hive are alive! James spread out from his teammates. AP BREN are just waiting for the inevitable.
Yeah, James Banks just going to make sure that he makes sure that James does not go back. There's the cleanup, there's the wipeout, and the game win for the Hive in game number 1.
25 minutes.